Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm not looking forward to doing this one at all. I should probably clarify before I do anything else in this video that I'm probably speaking from an emotional state of mind more than a rational one right now because I am bitterly disappointed about the game tonight. Uh, the It's a frustrating thing, low blocks. Which is what the men can't get through a mid block, the women can't get through a low block. So great to watch. Every attempt go nowhere. You know, you can have all of the possession, all the touches in the opponent's box, a million free kicks, a million corner kicks, and yet pose almost no attacking threat at all. And that's been a continuous issue. It was something that seemed to have gone away when Schlagers took over, but especially in the second half, it felt like I was watching Arsenal under Eidevall again, because that was ultimately what characterized his tenure at Arsenal was an inability to break down low blocks against the lesser teams. You know, we beat Man City and Chelsea last year. We got 9 out of a possible 12 points against them, and yet we still finished third because we couldn't beat Tottenham or West Ham. And that happened against Liverpool. That we got knocked out because we just had no chance of scoring against them. Everton, at least in the first half, they pretty much held us out. And now tonight, in the first half, it was a bit different because Madrid just had the ball and largely just passed around the back. Like I felt like 30 minutes out of 45 in the first half was just Madrid passing the ball around their defense, which is all well and good because that means they aren't actually posing an attacking threat. But at the same time, if you don't have the ball, you can't score. So even though Madrid tended to just have possession at the back, that was still time that Arsenal couldn't then go ahead and score. Madrid did get it once. Williamson was maybe a bit unfortunate. She almost got the ball in, didn't get there, and then it was a solid finish from Madrid player. Uh, I don't actually know if Zinsberger could have done something better there or not. Part of me wonders if Van Dam Solar was in net, if we would have conceded there, but I don't know. We didn't deserve the win anyway. We didn't deserve anything in this match. Um, I think Russo starting behind Blackstenius was interesting. She did play a pretty good pass into Blackstenius in the first half that nearly led to a goal. That was about the only time we looked like we were going to score in the entire game. That didn't go anywhere. And so it was 1-0 at halftime, and Arsenal needed to change things up because even if Madrid was largely contained in their own half, you can't win games if you never touch the ball. And Arsenal did touch the ball a whole lot in the second half, and that's where the low block came in, where nothing at all came of it. I'm the I don't know. I'm just really disappointed and sad and frustrated. The thing about the low block is watching your team just continuously fail to do anything, to have all of the possession and yet do nothing. It's really degrading, and it degrades you more and more with every, failed cross that gets harmlessly headed away. And when the men's team does that constantly, where you just can't break down a mid block at all, and then the women's team is now struggling with that exact same thing, except with a low block. It's really depressing to watch, and it's not very fun to watch your team just constantly struggle to do anything despite having more of the ball. Uh, it's really frustrating and disappointing, and I feel like that's been the majority of games I've watched this season. If I were speaking in a rational frame of mind, I would say that this is an issue that hasn't really shown up until very recently under Slagers, and so far we've shown a lot of progress and a lot of very good play under her tenure. And should she, when she gets a full summer transfer window, this is something that might improve. Excuse me. It's not as though it's all doom and gloom. In fact, Chelsea have even struggled to break down low blocks a few times this season. Um, the draw against Leicester comes to mind for me, where Leicester just held out for as long as they could, and eventually they did concede one goal, but they had scored one and managed to keep Chelsea out by just defending with all their hearts. Um, so I guess it's not something entirely unique to Arsenal. Then again, we aren't 8 points clear at the top of the WSL table, so it clearly hasn't affected Chelsea that much. Um, I don't know. The FA Cup felt like something we could and probably should be going for, like something we really should believe we can win. And then we were completely unable to do anything against Liverpool. The Champions League, I mean, we probably weren't going to win the Champions League because Barcelona, Chelsea are both better than us. And honestly, even if we pull something off at Emirates and beat Real Madrid, Leon's certainly better, and Wolfsburg might be too. Um, but a Champions League semifinal would still be a pretty big occasion. I mean, one of the big turning points in fan interest in the Arsenal women was that semifinal against Wolfsburg 2 years ago. It can be a really big, monumentous occasion, and now it's. I mean, I highly doubt we're going to beat Madrid now because they can just low block again at Emirates, and we're not gonna be able to do anything in attack. It's depressing to watch, and it's gotten to me a lot. And now I kind of just feel like I want this season to end and be over with. I want to fast forward to May and uh, just restart next season, which is what I said about the men in the Man United video, and I think the Chelsea one too. I was hoping the women's team could give me a bit more hope for the rest of the season, but now I kind of just feel like I'm going to be apathetic towards performance in every game left because it just doesn't feel like it matters anymore. We're probably going to get third again. That's what we do every season. You can say, oh yeah, we looked pretty good. It was a pretty good season. Nothing ever more than pretty good. And I don't know. I think that in a few days I'll look back on this and think that I'm being very reactionary and upset right now. Um, Again, I'm very much speaking from the emotional state of mind. I am just, I'm so disappointed and frustrated and tired of watching Arsenal fail to do anything in attack despite having all of the ball possession. I'm just sad. I don't know what to say. I'm sad. I want the season to end. I'm just disappointed.